face. Maybe I should go backwards.
Go backwards, Drew. Let the light shine down on you. What's up, Googans?
Look at that.
Welcome in.
Just opened up.
After drill. All
yes.
right. You know, your face is kind of cherubic. You should let it shine. We're all jagged up to the hilt today.
Oh, yeah.
This was not coordinated at all.
No.
But here we are, jagged to the hilt for after drill.
Yes.
As the second half of Redemption starts now. It was
Even
supposed to start last weekend,
week, but yeah.
But it didn't. So now it starts now.
I feel like Redemption has been supposed to start for 5 straight weeks, and
although we've got the Steelers coming in riding a 5-game win streak, so
yeah.
maybe Redemption starts next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Thursday.
It is.
Was a fun edition of After Drill. We caught up with Riley Skinner on the Riley Report. He's up in North Carolina for homecoming with the Deeks. Of course, had Doc Murphy in. Didn't get a chance to ask him. I wanted to ask Doc Murphy about what's wrong with Rashad Green's hands, if he has some kind of disease with the rocks,
sure.
or what happened, like the Thing
sure.
from Fantastic
yeah.
Four. But I never got a chance to ask him, so that will have to remain a mystery. But look, it's we're heading into a big weekend. The Jags. This was supposed to be our weekend, right? This is supposed to be our weekend on the national stage. Sunday Night Football, Jags, Steelers. Not to be. We got flexed out. Instead, it's a 1:00 game, and the tickets are selling like hotcakes for the wrong side. I don't know. Asked if AJ Boye.
I'm pretty sure he's supposed to. I'm
pretty sure he's supposed to play,
yesterday.
but of course, he's had some issues the last few weeks, so we'll see.
By the way, I have a lot of friends.
That's the expectation, though.
I have a lot of friends who are planning on coming into town and we're flying in on Sunday, during the day, or their flights coming in at 1 because the game was at 8:30.
Yeah.
And now they're all
a lot of
coming
people
in.
got screwed, man.
Yeah, they're all coming in and they're not even able to go to the game.
Yeah.
So.
Or a lot of people really got screwed by this whole deal. And look, man, the Steelers are suddenly Team Flex Nation, as the league announced yesterday that they made flex moves on December 2nd and December 9th, both involving the Steelers. On December 2nd, the Steelers game against the Chargers was flexed into Sunday night, moving out I believe it was a 49ers Seahawks game, if I'm not mistaken. It was a trash game. And then the following week, the 9th, the Steelers Raiders game was flexed out. Steelers get flexed out by another crappy opponent. That was supposed to be a lot better than they are. That gets flexed out. Instead, Bears Rams, which is a much better game, gets flexed in. So the Steelers are part of the NFL's darling on the flex scheduling. Although, if you're scoring at home, the Steelers now 1-2 on the flex. 2 flex out, 1 flex
Wasn't
in.
post week 2 or 3 such a fun time because we had just beat the Patriots and it's all these the Patriots are 1-2 and the Steelers were 0-1-1 and I'm we broke the Steelers.
Those were the
suck.
days, man. Those were the days.
And
Silent days, really.
The Saints had lost the opening game to the Bucks. They almost lost to the Browns the following week.
Yeah. Packers and Vikings were kind of struggling out of the shit.
Yeah.
It was a wild time, man. We thought the Jaguars had arrived and it was going to be our year, and then it wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
As now we start asking questions. We had a lot of questions today. Bill Barnwell had a piece on ESPN where he was talking about he's ranking the potential job openings in the NFL that could come open, and on the list, he included the Jags position, that it could be a job that could come open. I don't necessarily see how that would happen unless there was a change made in the front office. If Dave Caldwell is relieved of his duties as the GM,
then maybe
they'd want to make a move at head coach too. But still, Tom Coughlin and Doug Marrone are very simpatico. They're on the same page. Football philosophy and how this team should be coached and how this team should play. So I just don't see how that would be.
I'll put this out there for the After Drill sphere, and I know that people like Sean McVay are big fans of the show. I will let Sean McVay name my firstborn if he would like to come coach the Jaguars.
Yeah, I don't think Sean McVay wants to come.
I don't think he does either.
Now, look, there's are there guys that you would like to come coach the Jaguars? Sure. Do we have an issue with Doug Marrone? No. No, I don't have an issue with Doug Marrone. I don't have an issue with the job Doug Marrone.
But like you said, if Dave Caldwell gets fired, I think it's
right.
It's always, it happens so often where the new GM wants their own guy.
Sure. And if the GM was just the GM and he didn't answer to another guy before ownership, It might be another story. But we all know the Godfather is really big in these calls. And, even if Dave Caldwell is relieved of his duties, I think still, ultimately the decision goes to the Godfather, and I don't think Doug Marrone is on his way out. Now, in a couple of years, if Tom Coughlin decides to retire and things don't turn around, then yeah, Doug Marrone will probably be out because there will be a complete kind of changeover at the top of the franchise with the Jags. But right now, no, I don't see Doug Marrone losing his position. Now, as coordinators, yes. I could see one or both of them being shown the door here after the season. In fact, I would bet that at least one of them is out, if not both, after this season. I don't see how, especially.
I'm willing to give Hackett the rest of the year to work it out, kind of because of not having Fournette. But defensively, you haven't had, other than the last 2 games with the secondary, you hadn't had a ton of injuries.
Right.
I mean, the defense was what it was from kind of early on. So I think Wash has a lot more to answer to than Hackett does necessarily. I think Hackett kind of got a crap deal with a Bortles who's tanking and no Leonard and
it's tough
trying to figure these things out. And with probably like we've talked about many times, like potentially the worst receiving core in the league. So it's like I give him a little leeway, but when you have potentially talent wise the best defense in the league, and they just don't play like it, that's when, I got a lot more questions for Wash than I do Hackett, necessarily.
Daniel asks, is Corey Grant done for the season? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's done. Probably done as a Jaguar as well. So,
probably.
It's, he didn't do much, and, they made a marginal investment in him with a tender that hasn't paid off. He's a guy who flashes very briefly, but he's not a guy who you can really depend on. He's a really, he needs to just be a specialist. He can't be your third back.
He took away our fake punts without him, though.
Yeah, he can't really carry the rock consistently out of the backfield. He's I don't see him being a Jaguar.
Some games he's got it, some games he don't.
Although Rashard Green is still here, so what the hell do I know? Because I would have cut that guy about 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. But here we are. He's still here.
Mm-hmm.
Still going, and still with hands made out of giant rocks. As for the college football action, this is just a garbage week for college football. Just an absolute garbage slate of trash games across the board. Everywhere you look, it's BS games. I mean, look, the Florida Gators, who are okay but not great, are a 40-point favorite against Idaho. It's a mess.
Give me the Vandals to cover.
To cover the 40? I'd probably take the Vandals to cover the 40. Now, the Knowles are a dog, though.
What is it, 1 point?
Has it moved to 1 point?
I think it opened at 1 point because they didn't have their quarterback.
Right.
Which, by the way, I'd probably still take Boston College. So.
Yeah, probably so. The Knowles are a hot mess. But still, so I wouldn't expect any change. 2 weeks in a row, don't expect much change in the college football rankings.
No.
As there's no movement to be made right now as everybody's either off or playing a pansy.
I think the biggest problem I have with the college, there are multiple 4-loss teams who are ranked. Like Mississippi State is like 21st in the country and they're 6-4. Yeah. That's weird to me. Yeah. And right behind them is like, I get it. I get that they played in the disparity there, but it's like Cincinnati's 9-1 and they're 3 spots behind a 6-4 Mississippi State team.
Yeah, I don't quite get that. Although Cincinnati, if they beat UCF,
they'll jump them.
They'll jump big. They'll make a big.
And that's fine. That's fine. But it's at the same time, it's like, really 6-4.
Yeah.
The Gators borderline have 3 losses. They're basically a couple losses away from cracking the top 10.
Cash grab. Cash grab.
I don't know. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, there is that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the college football slate sucks. Jags got the Steelers Sunday. That's not a good scene. But hopefully they can spring the trap, man. Look, James Conner's coming off a concussion. Jags have Leonard back. Maybe. They always seem to play the Steelers tough. Maybe we can get them. One team's there are 2 streaks going in the opposite direction, and at some point streaks have to end.
That's fair.
So maybe it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of 5-game streaks flip-flop
on
Sunday at Everbank.
Right.
TIAA Bank Field, I should say. My bad. Woo-hoo. Apologies to the Jags. My bad. But yeah, outside of that, your guy Jake got the side yesterday. Jake DeGrom. Got 29 out of 30 first place votes. Well deserved, richly deserved. Blake Snell a little tighter. his race. Now the MVPs come down today. I think if you were a betting man, it'd be Yelich and Betts for the MVPs. I think the real upset was that JD Martinez didn't even get in the mix as a finalist.
Sure.
With his teammate, but he did not crack the list. And I love my guy Javi Baez, but no, it'll be Christian Yelich, and it should be Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich did the thing, and he brought it home. That's just yawn.
Oh my god.
Was that to me or to Drew? We're both very tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. Drew, I think, just woke up. So we're both in a yawning state right now here on After the Drill. On that note, I think we're both going to get us a big jug of 5-hour energy so we can get lit for
Stroke a check 5 hour.
Thursday night football tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Another trash matchup. Boy, these Thursday night games suck.
Good stuff.
It's live football. What are you going to do? Shout out to my Northern Illinois Huskies for laying an egg last night. Okay, we're off to the MAC title game. See you in Detroit. Love you, Googans. Bye.